Hi-oh.
Now that's what you call perfect timing, Greg, because we are live, and hopefully that didn't go out over the air. So, thank you, folks, for joining us tonight. Once again, this is Nerd Week Live here on YouTube, coming to you from the folks at Nerd Caliber. And I am Rodney Brown. As always, I am the editor-in-chief of Nerd Caliber, first-person shooter as a cosplay photographer. God, what a great time to be a cosplay photographer. But anyway, look that stuff up, folks, because it's not on the docket tonight. And also Burly Adopter if we're talking tech journalism and stuff. We are going to start the introductions, the self-introductions, with our newest team member. Introduce yourself, lovely lady.
Hello, I am Gogo Incognito. I have been working with Nerd Caliber for several years. You will have seen me on multiple videos, especially from New York Comic Con, working with Wonder Llama, who's also here tonight. There have been some weird things. There have been the questions that have been asked. There have been the videos that have garnered many, many, many views. But also, I'm Gogo Incognito. That's all you need to know. Look me up.
I'm like, there are questions? Oh, you ask questions on the videos. I get it. All right, so now we're going to work our way counterclockwise to, once again, Captain Shield Luffy. Love that description.
Yes, yes. How you guys doing? Byron D0 or Byron McNeil, whichever you prefer. Journalist extraordinaire for Nerd Caliber, also a social media guy. I run a little podcast somewhere on the interwebs called the Wheat Trash Can Podcast. I stream occasionally on Twitch. Right now, I'm doing Tales of Vesperia. Once I finish Kingdom Hearts, I might do Proud Mode streaming there if I so choose. Look me up. I'm all over the social media landscape. Holla at your boy.
Thank you, Byron. And Mr.
Be like the hand people all night. Like,
yep, we are going to do that. I do this a lot, so get used to it. Mr. Underlip. Vogue. Vogue to right about here. There you go. Blue Man Lip.
Hi, everybody. Greg, a.k.a. Wonder Llama. You know me from Wonder Llama Photography and or cosplay. I will be at KatsuCon probably right about this time in 48 hours. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I will probably be about 2 drinks in by that point. Looking forward to seeing lots of interesting, fun people, old friends, new friends. If you see this mug wandering around with a camera, feel free to come up and say hello. I don't bite. I do take photography. I do take photography pictures. I talk also good English too. I take pictures. Happy to do photo shoots with people. Some of them, with any luck, will wind up on the Nerd Caliber website or Facebook or Instagram. But if not, if you're one of our followers on YouTube, Luminous is out there. Hi, Luminous. Sarah Stone. Got a bunch of friends out there today. Come up and say hi. And I'm going to kick it back to Rodney because we got a whole lot of stuff.
We do. And also, in addition to Greg being there, officially for us doing video at KatsuCon, Lauren Grant will be there. So if you see Lauren walking around with a camera, she's going to be asking the questions of the day. Get on video. Get on our YouTube channel. Missy, hello. Who else do we got here? Susie. Luminous, like I said. Kakashi's daughter, Kashi. That's a long name. Gentle Cabbage. I love it. Tessa, Christine.
That's a good handle.
I know. Thank you all for joining us. If you have any comments or questions as we're going through this stuff, feel free to jump in. Our first topic. We did cover this last week, and we'll let everybody know that. But there's a bit of an update here, and that is, of course, the ongoing trials and tribulations, the ongoing just crucifixion of one Vic Mignogna voice actor. The update real quickly is that he has been dropped from Funimation, in addition to Ruby, as we mentioned last week. He's been dropped from the Morose Monarchian. He's basically being dropped left and right from his jobs. I mentioned last week, as soon as I got into cosplay photography, into the con community, I started hearing stories from people I knew of bad encounters with this individual. And that's 10 years ago. None of us, including myself, have any sort of encounter like that except Gogo. Gogo Why don't you tell us a little bit about Vic?
Well, I'd like to, and thank you for bringing this back up again. My debut was supposed to be last week, but I had that flu that was going around. So, what I'd like to talk about tonight happened again Vic has been known to make the rounds with big cons, small cons. Cons have his forte, and they are his bread and butter, besides all the work that he does. And again, as Rodney just said, about 10 years ago, I was the cosplay director at my local con here in Nashville. I'm not going to say the name because it's now run by different people. And I don't want to say the name. You can look it up, local con, Nashville, but I'm not going to say because I don't want anybody to come and get angry because it's now run by different people. Back in the day, for a few years, Vic was the primo voice acting talent star.
Yeah, he was.
And me being over the age of 20 something at the time meant he didn't come for me personally. He didn't ask for me personally. But it was really creepy to be, again, the cosplay director and know and go into all these things. And we have these meetings and know that this is a person who wanted to see pictures of all the volunteers so he could pick the youngest and the prettiest ones. And I am not talking shit. I was there for this. And it's actually one of the reasons why I left working for my local con after 2 years, because it was like, we brought in volunteers that they had to be 17. Again, I was in my 30s, early 30s. What did Vic pick? 17. Pretty. There were wonderful, beautiful, amazing lesbians who loved him. They couldn't work for him because they didn't look a certain way. That's a thing, and it was creepy, and there have been things from that con that have come to with, as everyone has been saying, of not just sexual harassment, but sexual assault. And I believe them. And dealing with him, I will say he's a jerk. Again, being the cosplay director for a little while and having to deal with this guy. But I so appreciate that you guys brought this up and everything that has been said. It's just, good God, why did it take so long? My thought is with some of this is because, and this is so disgusting, is that because the people that he wanted to work with were impressionable teenagers, it took them several years to be able to be like, oh my God, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. And then be able to talk to peers and talk to people. And then they get older and then they're like, this was not okay. No, it wasn't. And so I'm really glad that this is all happening. And I'm glad we talked about it last week. And I will just say, bye.
Bye.
Exactly.
Exactly. Bye, Viclecia.
You have been in that's been in English, I will find the Japanese. And I will watch that because it's better anyway. And that's
there you go.
But anyway.
So,
yeah.
thank you,
Bye.
Gogo. Byron, you wanted to weigh in on this for a second?
I did. A little over 10 years ago, I met with Vic here and there at different cons. Back in like the heyday of the FMA fandom, he seemed pretty cool for the most part. But however, there were like he never gave me any trouble because I fancied myself to be a lot more in my face in those days. So I was with his program. That's why he never gave me shit. But I did hear stories about him trying to convert fans. And
that too. When you say convert, you mean religious?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's not get into that.
We won't. Okay.
Because that's,
a whole can of worms.
Well, it's not just a whole can of worms. If you are of the religious bent that he is, proselytizing is part of your mission.
Yeah.
So while I don't agree with it, I'm an atheist. I don't think that's something we need to criticize him on. Cameron, welcome to the show. Sarah, you're not the only one here. There's a lot of other people. Anyway, so we're moving on to our next topic, folks.
Okay.
Everybody, wave bye to Vic.
Totally fucked.
Exactly. Our next, yeah, thank you. Perfect. Go. Our next topic is, I'm pretty sure not a whole lot of people recognize this, but it's a graphic novel that was published by Boom Comics called Talent. The reason this is on here, and I'm probably the only one that's going to be talking about this because nobody else knows or cares, is that it is going to be made into a series adaptation by the guy who created the FX series Justified. And I'm the biggest Justified hoe that you've probably ever seen. That show was brilliant from start to finish.
It was.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. The graphic novel is basically this character that you're seeing here is the only survivor of a terrible plane crash, but somehow something happened that he absorbed all the talents of everybody that was on that plane and that died. And he uses that in the storyline and to basically get redemption and so on. Sounds like a great concept, but this guy Graham Yost, yeah. As soon as I saw his name, I was sold. If this is anything of the quality of Justified, I'm there 100%. Anybody else?
Premise.
Byron, yes.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm sure like someone from FX's pedigree of work is involved, it will definitely be worth my time. I mean, I didn't see much of Justified, but I liked what I saw of it.
It was
okay. As someone who didn't actually follow it, but just tuned in now and again because I loved the idea of it, it was very exciting to watch again without continuity. So I'd be delighted to give this a shot.
That is one of the nice things that there is. Justified was a series like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and so on that was episodic, but with series-long overarching storylines. You could jump in and just pick up a series, particularly in the early seasons, and some of them were just amazing. It introduced the world. Well, I guess the Shield introduced us to Walt Goggins, but it really made him a star. And it's a great series. If you get a chance, go watch it. I love it. Speaking of graphic novel adaptations, our next is another adaptation. As a matter of fact, we got a lot of them coming up here. The news is that this image, and it's unfortunate that this is the only high res I could get, is of one of the covers of the graphic novel series Last Sons of America. And it's reviewed up on our website. Go to nerdcaliber.com. Go look up Last Sons of America. Chris Pearl of Double Midnight Comics wrote a review. It's an amazing sort of dystopian, near future story about an America in which nobody can conceive children. So the two main characters are kid smugglers who smuggle children into America to be adopted, smuggling them out of Central and South America. One of the main characters is a little person. That's why you see the height difference in the image here. And the news is Peter Dinklage has been signed on to star in this.
Awesome.
Sign me up.
Exactly.
Here for it, whatever it is.
He'll probably have some free time after this summer.
Dystopian.
Good point.
Peter Dinklage. I'm sold.
So, I'm sorry, not series, film. It's on Netflix, but it's a Netflix movie. And yes, you're right, Greg. Once after, let's see, 8 weeks after April 14th, he's all free. That being, of course, the premiere date of season 8 of Game of Thrones. In fact, they've already wrapped up, so he's all free now. But still,
Man, what they did to that poor Bud Knight guy.
that was a great commercial.
I refuse to believe that was anywhere near canon. I saw that and I was like, no, no, baby, what is you doing? No.
I haven't seen that commercial yet. I'm bad.
Oh,
that
you've got to
stands
watch
out
that.
as one of the great televised screw you all the people who are watching right now. M. Night Shyamalan probably was thinking to himself, God damn it, why couldn't I come up with a twist like that?
Shamalama ding dong.
That just looked like, oh, money? We have money. Let us throw money at you. Here's Bud. Money.
Yeah.
Money. Money.
No, but Bud
Money.
Light, the
We
fun,
have
frivolous little sister, little brother to Budweiser.
So
You don't mess with the real brand.
In case
That still gets the soft focus Dalmatians and Clydesdales and
exactly. In case you guys
Have the Clydesdales. They're classic.
I missed the Clydesdales. They haven't done
I did
anything
too.
with the Clydesdales.
they did one ad. They
Yeah,
did one ad.
Okay.
One ad. I watched the
Like
It
a
was
decade
just
I
ad.
missed it.
I missed it
Yeah.
too. I didn't even see it. Just for those of you around the country who probably didn't watch the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots victory parade, the king and his advisor were in costume on one of the floats, on one of the duck boats, during the victory parade. So apparently Bud Light sponsored part of the parade as well. It was hilarious. Luminous,
Anyway.
yeah. So think of Luminous asked, is the graphic novel similar to the film Children of Men? Think of the story as sort of Children of Men meets Handmaid's Tale.
Here for
yeah.
it completely.
Yep.
that sounds absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Not like it'll be not that it would be bad, but just that combination is like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With more human trafficking. So, because that's what Children of Men and Handmaid's Tale missed is more human trafficking. So, yeah, don't expect a happy movie.
I don't believe anybody's ever had the expression, what that movie needed was more human trafficking. You may have just, you heard it here first, people.
Yep. Anyway, moving on to our next topic. This is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this. That is, of course, Millie Bobby Brown. Actually, I shouldn't say of course, because I don't think anybody's ever seen her glammed up like that. But that's that's a red carpet shot of some sort. The news is that she has been cast to be the lead in an upcoming series that is based on the Enola Holmes mysteries. She's going to be playing the younger sister of Sherlock Holmes. Sorry, not series. Again, film. My bad. But it probably will be a film series because there are already 6 books in this series. Not really sure who else is going to be in this, though.
The story does say film, not Netflix series, not HBO, not cable series.
Right.
There's no title. There's no other people listed except that Legendary is set to produce, which is pretty good credentials right there. Harry Bradbeer, the guy who did Killing Eve and Fleabag. Fleabag was a pretty. Has anybody watched Fleabag?
I have
guys
not.
watched that? Wow, that was a really, really wacky show. No, wacky's not the right word. Twisted and really inside the human mind in a way not many shows get to.
Yeah, I got the impression that's one of those shows that I didn't want to watch when there was a bottle of cyanide around.
Yeah, fair enough. So there's some good people on the production side of things. Time will tell whether they do much of anything interesting with it. I'd be curious if it kind of goes down the Guy Ritchie-esque Sherlock Holmes style that he's kind of popularized, or whether they strike out and come up with a completely new and different thing.
You think they're going to allow Drake on the set?
No. Please no. Please no.
Sorry.
Sure.
You just got trolled. Thank you, Rodney. That was definitely not called for.
No, just no. Listen, she's so bankable. She's so bankable. And
Bank with a K, bankable. So to make sure that was clear.
No, we got that.
Okay.
She's so bankable, and she's so talented. And let's please have this just be the right vehicle for her amazing talent. That's all I ask. Sherlock Holmes, Millie Bobby Brown. I don't know anything about these books. I didn't even hear about them until like yesterday.
Oh, same here. Same. I had no idea until I saw this come up.
What's the thing? So again, like in the right hands, in the right vehicle, it could be amazing because you have talent.
Yep.
But then, like
Byron, jump in, Byron.
Yeah.
So I mean, first of all, Millie Bobby Brown, I'm definitely here for that because she's a lot of fun on Stranger Things. I'm looking forward to seeing her in Godzilla King of Monsters. Don't really know much about these books, but I'm going to have to research it now. I'm hoping that they don't try to do a lot of like the kitschy YA trope as a lot of these movies tend to do. That they actually have a fleshed out character and don't try to like shoehorn in romance or anything. Just or not even rely on the fact that she is Sherlock Holmes' sister. Let her be her own person. Let her not try to ride on her brother's coattails.
Well, shoehorning in romance for Sherlock Holmes.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Sherlock Holmes has a romance. I mean, it's not like that doesn't exist in the books. Well, of sorts. He has a woman that he pined over that he had let go long ago.
Irene, for like a book or two.
Yeah. Still,
but,
it's there.
You know, if you're known as the woman, it's a little more than,
Yeah.
It's a little more than puppy love.
Exactly.
But yes, she only appears in like one book and then indirectly referenced in a bunch of others.
And I believe
we had so many Holmes nerds on the call.
Exactly.
Today. It's beautiful.
Based on the article, Byron, it looks like apparently if Sherlock is involved, it's basically because he keeps threatening to tell on their mother, who I guess is still alive, that she is getting involved in this stuff. I'm guessing then that probably Sherlock is pretty young too in this series because
I'd figure.
Yeah, there couldn't be that kind of an age difference.
I'll throw this out there real quick. This is from Wikipedia, so take it with that disclaimer. But the quick recap of the first of the 6 books that this is based on. Enola's mother disappears. She calls on Sherlock and Mycroft. They dismiss her as unimportant. Horrified by her brother's plan to send her to a boarding school and the prospect of wearing a corset, she escapes. Dressed as a widow, she runs across Inspector Lestrade, who's working on a case with Sherlock about the disappearance of Lord Tewkesbury. So it sounds like a young adult, girl power. I'm not taking any crap from Sherlock just because he's Sherlock Holmes.
Down with corsets.
Down with corsets, exactly.
Down with corsets.
I love corsets.
I was going to say.
But they were different back then.
That's true.
So,
actual whalebone.
You like breathing? What?
What is this? Yeah, no, they were different. And again, currently we wear corsets for fun and sculpting and art and cosplay and beauty and all that stuff. Back then, you're right. This is an actual plot point. Okay.
There you go. Corsets as a plot point. Yay. Luminous.
For the book, whether or not they dig into that in the movie, obviously TBD.
It'll be interesting to see because Luminous brings up, as did Byron, Godzilla 2, Godzilla King of Monsters, and that she's in it. It'll be interesting to see whether or not her performance there in that film sets her up to be star level in her own starring role now.
It's probably a contract. It's probably part of her contract with Legendary or something like that.
That's true. They're both made by Legendary. Good point. Good point. Yeah, I'll be in your Godzilla movie if you make me a star. Like, it's not the first time that's happened. Not necessarily specifically with Godzilla. You never know. All right, moving on to our next topic. Our next topic is yet another graphic novel adaptation. In fact, yet another Mark Millar world adaptation. And if you can't tell by the design of the heroes, boy, is that Mark Millar. That is not, in fact, Big Daddy and Hit Girl, even though it looks just like Big Daddy and Hit Girl.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, yeah, it does. Mark Millar's...
It looks like Magneto ran out of money and had to go to Joann's to make his costume.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The image that just popped up on the screen is of the characters. It's one of the covers of Jupiter's Legacy, and that is the adaptation of a Mark Millar book that is being done. Once again, it's part of Mark Millar's huge deal with Netflix. And Jupiter's Legacy is basically the story of... It's kind of a little bit like The Watchmen. Like, there was a generation of superheroes who first got their powers in the 30s, and now in the present day, as it says here, they are the revered Elder Guard, but their superpowered children are having difficulties living up to expectations. Josh Duhamel is going to play the Utopian, the leader of all of these people. I'm not sure if that's the guy with the fox chest or not. And Leslie Bibb is in it. Elena Kampouris from something called Sacred Lies. I think that may be the young lady that you're looking at there. So, yeah. Looks interesting. It's Millar, so it's probably going to be a huge hit. It's also Millar, so it's probably going to be full of cursing.
Yeah. Some deconstruction as well.
And some deconstruction. I just hope they don't go too far down the Kick-Ass universe, because boy, does it look like Kick-Ass stuff.
A little bit there, but I'm here for that too, because I love me some Mark Millar.
True. Gosh, Wanted, Kick-Ass, Kingsman.
Oh.
What?
Did not like Kick-Ass.
Oh, really?
Kingsman. Oh, no, I did not.
Oh, I loved Kick-Ass.
You didn't like Kick-Ass or Kingsman? Those are very different.
No, I did like Kingsman.
Okay.
Didn't
not
not
care for Kick-Ass?
in any nope in any way, shape, or form. So a little bit of this, you're talking about somebody that I'm like, oh, I have not followed this person because maybe there's only like a thing that I was into, and I was like, oh, I like it. I can watch it when I'm sick, I like it. It's pick me up.
Yeah, I mean, Millar is very prolific. He's made a lot of successful, let's put it that way, whether or not you like Kick-Ass or not. And there are things to not like about Kick-Ass. The whole let's fake the gay thing is a pretty old school, awful way to approach that part of the story.
There's the whole child endangerment thing.
Well, that's true. Well, yeah, shooting an 11-year-old girl in the chest. Yeah, that's probably that is a problem. But that is one of the things about Kick-Ass as the graphic novel and then its adaptation, is that it is kind of transgressive in that way. And that's what, like Byron was talking about, a little bit of messing around with the tropes. And that is a Millar thing.
He doesn't go like... He doesn't get super psychological like Alan Moore. It's like, at the end of the day, his stories are still about good guys versus bad guys. It's just the good guys aren't always so good or good at what they do.
Exactly. All right, moving on to our next one. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to reading the book. Black Leopard, Red Wolf. It's Marlon James, high fantasy. As he has described it, he got tired of all these European-based stories in high fantasy, so he wanted to do his Game of Thrones set in a fantasy world that was based on African culture.
Yes!
I am
excited to
that
read it.
on the ground floor.
Exactly. Here for that, pressing the button on the ground floor, getting on the elevator. That's Byron.
Everybody else in the elevator.
Exactly. The news, aside from the fact that this awesome book is out there, is that Michael B. Jordan's production company that he just started this last year, Outlier Society, has acquired the film rights to make this into a movie with Warner Brothers. So,
can I jump in for a second about that?
oh yeah.
Michael B. Jordan has just been on such a roll at the start of this year, like with him producing Genlog. Which, if you have Rooster Teeth or Verve, go see that shit. Now, again, I'm here for that. I'm here for the fact that it is written by a black author and it is using person of color characters, and because a person of color company is trying to bring this to the masses. I'm here for all of that because representation matters, and I'm here for all that shit all day. And as a creator myself, it inspires me.
Here.
Yes.
Plus, Byron, in the jacket of the book, it features witches, a shape-shifting leopard, and a killer hyena. So this book's basically got everything.
In the jacket, you have the book?
I actually downloaded it a couple days ago. I haven't started it yet, though. Probably third in line.
That's right. You use the audiobook free service. Good idea, folks. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. I thank you for bringing up other stuff that Michael B. Jordan's doing. I forgot that he's the one producing the upcoming series, or that's still in production series, Raising Dion, based on
oh yes, that's right.
Based on an award-winning comic that takes a very realistic and an Afro-American or African-American centric look at what it would be like to raise a child with superpowers. Yeah, go. It's won a lot of awards. It's considered an amazing book. And Michael B. Jordan he also actually has a role as the estranged dad. The surrogate dad, the best friend. Oh.
Yes. He's kind of he's going so many places, and instead of being like, oh, is he doing too much? Is he going too many? Is he extending? No, because it all comes back with him under this like beautiful nerd umbrella. Like, you look at him and you're like, just like, one of us. Like whatever he does, it is so under this great nerd umbrella, and you're just like, yes, thank you.
But he's still sportsy enough to do Creed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Michael B. Jordan that I love, though, is the fact that he is not only is he embracing like his culture, but he's doing it in such a non-stereotypical way. He's breaking down boundaries.
Yep.
And again, that's why he resonates with me, because being a black nerd who doesn't necessarily conform to these stereotypes, and on so many levels, it's like he's the kind of role model that I wish I had as a kid.
I just throw in this idea of the growth of black nerddom. I was grocery shopping yesterday ahead of this storm, and I'm walking down one of the aisles, and there are two young black men standing there. One of the guys had the huge knit Rasta hat, so he must have had miles of dreads up underneath that thing. And I walk by, and he goes, "I love that game," and points at my jacket, and I completely forgot I was wearing my N7 hoodie. And so we stood there just geeking out over Mass Effect for a little while, and I was like, oh, I gotta go, and that was it. So yay for black nerddom.
Yes.
Blurred.
So now we're going from some wonderful black nerddom to one of the whitest guys on the planet, Burn Gorman.
Oh,
that's an understatement.
That is an understatement. In fact, I had to use this because I forgot that he was one of the main characters in Torchwood.
Torchwood, absolutely.
Yes!
Completely forgot that. I'm thinking Game of Thrones. I'm thinking, Pacific Rim. Torchwood.
Torchwood.
Anyway, the news here has nothing to do with Torchwood. what it does have to do with is if I can find the damn thing, he is going to be joining, or has joined, the cast of The Expanse Season 4. So I say has joined because they already wrapped filming. So he plays, and Greg, I guess you're going to know this name, Adolphus Murtry? Adolphus Murtry? Hard-edge security chief Adolphus Murtry from, I'm assuming, the colony.
Yes. In our strict no spoilers policy, there's not much I can say because I've audiobooked the entire series. It's funny. We have Ruddy and I, for people who don't know us, are like kind of weird doppelgangers in some ways. I've listened to the entire series. I'm a huge fan of the books, of both of the authors who write under a single pen name, but I haven't quite gotten around to watching the TV show yet. Rodney is an absolute fanboy over the TV show. So we had this like weird hybrid fanboying over this program. So yes, the character is he could potentially be in Full Metal Jacket as a drill sergeant almost. Wow. That's overstating it a little bit. That's a little hyperbole, but
I couldn't picture him being a drill sergeant type.
I don't know how they characterize him in the TV series. In the book, he's a hard-edged security officer running a small, borderline outlaw, not quite authorized colony with maybe a deep dark secret.
Don't tell.
And, worlds collide, things happen, yada, yada, yada. But yes, he's the character is kind of a hard edge, take no crap from no one. So, eats lightning and craps thunder.
Byron, you've seen all Game of Thrones or no?
I've seen a good chunk of it.
So he's the knife-wielding psychotic member of the Night's Watch. That guy.
This is me trying to do what he did with the knives, where it was just like,
hands,
and then they went, and it was amazing. And you're like, I want to have his knife babies. Like, oh, it was so hot.
I'm thinking more like I want John to run him through right now because he's such an asshole. But either way,
so good.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Even if he didn't do it,
oh snap!
There.
So I'm just taking a quick look at his IMDb page.
Yeah.
He was the voice of Darth Angral in Star Wars: Old Republic.
Ooh, nice.
So he's got some deep nerd cred.
Yeah, he was
also in Coronation Street, which is a deeply British type of TV program.
Yes, because he's very deeply British.
But a very good show. Very.
He played for just a couple of episodes basically a bounty hunter hired by the American Nazis in The Man in the High Castle. And you want to talk about super creepy. Wow. He was amazing.
So, all right, so this is peculiar. So, like, I would have said, yes, this guy is deeply British. I'm like, I wonder if he actually was Welsh, because Torchwood was set in Wales. On his page, he was born in L.A. to American parents.
Oh, really?
Wait, you're breaking my heart here.
Was he raised in America?
Yes, does he have
born in 1974 in Hollywood as Byrne Hugh Winchester Gorman, which is about as British a name as it gets if it's not Benedict Cumberbatch.
An Irish name.
Yeah, he might be Irish. I don't know. It's definitely a British accent.
Who knows?
There's something. So says the person of that ilk.
All right. Well, anyway, Byrne Gorman is going to be on The Expanse. And folks, if you really, and I recommend you go watch it. If you have an Amazon Prime account, the first 3 seasons are now available on Amazon Prime before they launch the 4th season sometime soon. God, please. Go watch it. It's the best hard science fiction, speculative political thriller, space warfare. You name it, it's got all of it.
Occasionally sexy too.
Occasionally sexy,
get a little
deep mystery,
sexy in there.
occasionally scary. Yeah, there's some pretty freaky moments in that show. But anyway, check it out. Getting back to Mark Millar world, we've got some more Mark Millar news, and that image that just popped up there is obviously Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver. The news is that Aaron Taylor Johnson has joined the cast of the next Kingsman movie, which will be a prequel. Because everybody said they're not coming back. Taron Egerton says he's done. So Reeves, the guy who's adapted these and directed them, has said that this next movie will definitely be a prequel. So they've got a whole bunch of new cast members. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is the latest addition. I'm assuming he's therefore going to be the pre-Eggsy type.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Very exciting. I really like him as an actor.
So that goes hand in hand with. I mean, it's one thing to call him out because he is a solid actor and is a good choice for that. The rest of the casting is really potentially the best thing that this has going for it so far. Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, Gemma Arterton, and Charles Dance, and Digimon Hansu.
And it's pronounced Rafe.
I'm sorry?
It's pronounced Rafe. For some reason, even though it's spelled Ralph, it's pronounced Rafe Fiennes.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Today I learned.
You play Voldemort one time, and you get all headstrong.
Wait,
Byron,
Byron,
I see you trying to jump in there. Jump in, Byron.
Yep, I'm in Hansu.
Also him.
Yes.
Yes. We're on the correcting train here as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
My mispronunciation.
I've always heard it pronounced Jimon.
Oh. I think
And there we go. We just lost all our audiences arguing over pronunciations.
Never mind.
Regardless, it's a
no, my fault. Go. Don't worry about it. I was the first one.
Charles Dance is in it. He's probably going to be playing the Michael Caine role. One can hope. It's funny that the article on the AV Club that we pulled this from calls out something that I thought the first time I saw Kingsman, when I didn't know Stanley Tucci could do such a good English accent. Oh, that's Mark Strong. I always confuse those two guys. And now Stanley Tucci is almost certainly going to be filling in the Merlin role.
Although Stanley Tucci may actually be playing one of the founders of the American branch of the Kingsmen, the Statesman. And Byron, I'm not sure whether or not we need to worry about self-harm here, or what the hell are you swinging a knife around for?
Yeah, you've been doing that all the time. I'm into it.
It's a what? It's a pen. Oh, okay.
Oh, the pen is mightier than the mini sword. I love it, Byron.
Is that a saber on? Oh, it looks like a little Bowie knife pen. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very.
I thought the same thing too.
So the pen is mightier than the Bowie knife.
But nothing is mightier than Bowie.
It doesn't have the same zing. Sorry, but.
Am I right?
So
am I right, Greg? Nothing is mightier than Bowie.
This is nothing is mightier than Bowie, and if you watch the Venture Brothers, you will know that for a fact.
True story.
I was a big fan of the first Kingsman movie. I screened the second Kingsman movie for Nerd Caliber. It was not good.
Nope.
There were a few moments here and there. And I tried to watch it on cable a couple of times subsequently, and I couldn't watch it. It's just not good. So curious to see how they do with a prequel that takes away the chemistry that the first group of cast members had. I mean, these are fantastic actors, every one of them. Charles Dance elevates anything he's in.
They have got the talent. They just need the writing.
The cast, think about it, the cast for that second movie was absolutely outstanding. Easily as good as the cast for the first movie, if not more so, and it just went, yeah.
So yep. I can't comment on it because I gave it like 20 minutes and I was like...
I haven't heard about it.
It's Byron, it's not worth... I don't know if it's worth the 20 minutes that Gogo put into it. I watched the whole thing and I don't know why.
I tried. Sorry, y'all. I tried.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah,
A for effort.
I mean, Julianne Moore was badly. That whole character was horribly conceived. The 50s sock hop diner in the middle of the Colombian jungle was absurd, and the weird call-outs from Fox News gave it this like, wait, where are we going here? Is Matthew Vaughn kind of an alt-right asshole? I don't know.
You didn't know whether or not it was criticism
before you talk,
or an honorific. All right, we're going to move on. Henry, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. That woman right there is the new villain for the upcoming Batwoman series. That's the actress Rachel Skarsten, and she is going to be playing Alice, who is Kate Kane's nemesis, sort of along the lines of the Joker. As they say in this article on Deadline, if Batwoman had a Joker, it would be Alice, the leader of her Lewis Carroll-inspired Wonderland gang, swinging unpredictably between maniacal and charming. So she has a decent... She was on Imposters on Bravo, but she was a series regular on Lost Girl. It was on Sci-Fi. And Lost Girl was a really good show that not enough people got to see, I don't think.
Never watched it. I don't think I know much about it at all.
It was, I'm trying to think of what's the way to... It was a supernatural type show about a girl who had the ability to... She was essentially a succubus, which made her both very desirable to certain factions in the supernatural world and very dangerous to them because she could draw their powers out of them. In addition to drawing the energy out of people and so on. Super sexy, not at all subtle hints of really honest lesbian relationships, like right in your face and really honest. Just really good series. So I'm looking forward to this. I think, I'm looking forward to Batwoman anyway. But
a fun fact: this Alice character is she's actually Jerry's pet sister.
Really?
Yes. So,
wow.
Like further going into the whole idea of being connected to Batman.
Cool. Although, let's not get too many. They might have wanted to hold that out as a spoiler for some point later on in the season. But if you're reading the Batwoman comic book, you probably know that now anyway. So.
Fair enough. I had a feeling they was somehow connected to the Mad Hatter anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Durr. Anyway, let's go Ruby Rose. Let's go Batwoman.
Yes.
Looking forward to this. Unfortunately, it's going to be on CW, so even though Berlanti is making it, it won't be like Titans where they drop F-bombs every, 15 minutes every episode.
There have only been like a few of these CW shows that I can stick with because of the writing, so please give it good stuff.
Even Titans, where some of the writing is absolutely inspired, but that's because it was clear, 100% clear, because it's actually in the IMDb listings, that the episodes where the writing is brilliant, they were written by Jeff Johns. So when they have somebody of that quality writing an episode, most of Titans is pretty good, and some of it is outstanding.
Hold on. I there we go. Nerve damage. Have to twist my fingers. No, I believe in this. I believe in this series, and I'm here for it. And exactly what you just said.
Let's hope they get better writing than Legends of Tomorrow, which is still on because people love wacky.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody who's there's an audience out there for some of that, but we all have different wants, and my want is good writing. Because I feel like these actors, they bring them to the table, and again, it's what we were just talking about. You can have amazing cast. You just have to give them the stuff to work with, and that's my bottom line, and it's going to be my bottom line.
My first and only review of Supergirl mentioned that not Dorian's the son, Harewood, and I can't remember the son's name. The guy that plays John Jones in Supergirl is a British stage actor,
Yes.
Shakespeare Company level genius stage actor, and they have given him garbage to say that is so bad it looked like one of the fourth knockoffs of Revenge of the Nerds.
It's embarrassing sometimes, and I feel bad for the actors. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm just so sorry.
Yeah.
That.
Anyway.
And that's my thing with CW.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quality.
When you say that, especially because we were just talking about Charles Dance, the thing we've joked about this on the show in the past, but the season 6 Game of Thrones, I want to say, when Olenna and Tywin were just sitting around sniping each other. Two fantastic old school British actors with zero fucks to give. I would watch the two of them on driving an RV across the desert of Southwest America as a buddy. It's not a thing. I'm saying that's my dream show. Would just be Charles Dance and Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
Like a buddy show of some sort, a buddy travelogue show where they just go places and talk smack about things because they're so good. And the writing in that was also good as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to get way off track about
Yeah,
that.
I think your point was great actors can do things with great writing.
Right. Thank you.
Exactly. That's it. That's all we're saying. Exactly that. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of somebody who has at times been known to be an actually really great actor, Will Smith. We finally get to see what he looks like blue as the genie in the upcoming live Aladdin. And the reaction has been kind of predictably idiotic because he's not Robin Williams.
Yeah, I'm kind of over this stupidity myself. I mean, what the hell do you people want? I mean, yeah, no one is. Again, my first thought about this whole thing is it's an adaptation that no one really asked for.
But exactly. But they're doing. So we're getting them whether we want them or not.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And if they're doing that, I mean, Will Smith is a brilliant off-the-cuff ad-libber as a rapper, as a freestyler, as an actor. And if you want to update the Robin Williams role, you're hard-pressed to pick somebody better than that.
I mean, he definitely has great comedic timing, which is what the genie required.
It's I try hard not to fall into that. You can't redo things that were so good the first time. The old man shakes fist at clouds. I'm not like that if I can help it. But Robin Williams' performance in that was so completely iconic that it's burned into my brain as Robin Williams. It's no disrespect to Will Smith. It's just, it'd be like if I don't know, if Paramount decided they were going to remake Next Generation and cast somebody else as Captain Picard. It might be good. Who knows? But it's not Patrick Stewart.
That's good. Don't.
Oh, shoot.
Let's not will it into
Paramount.
existence.
Don't. No, please. Wave off.
We didn't even. About it.
might be fantastic. You get the right actor, a role like that could be good. But there are some things that are just so iconic that, again, no disrespect to the actor who's trying to fill that role, it's so burned into my brain that there's this internal disconnect.
Yeah, but the only way to solve that is either not make the movie or go the Star Wars route and do awful, CG physical overlay of somebody who's doing a Robin Williams imitation.
No.
Fair.
Bad, Rodney.
Thank you,
Bad.
Byron. No,
But I
no,
don't
no,
think
no.
he's doing a Robin Williams imitation, because at this point, this is the thing people have been saying for years. Will Smith does Will Smith. That's what he plays. That's what he's been doing. So Robin Williams brought a character to everything he does. He's iconic. There will never be his like. Will Smith isn't trying to do that. So Will Smith showing up,
Absolutely.
he is the genie as himself as Will Smith. Do we accept that?
I do.
I'm fine with it. Again, I was here like, oh my god, Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god, oh, I love Hermione, whatever her name was, Emma something or other, but she can't sing. But then I've like watched it like 12 times. So like, obviously, like nostalgia is a drug, and it is a box office thing. So I will give Will Smith his kudos and be like, I am here to see him try. I want, and it's fine. It's Will Smith as the genie, and that's gonna be. We'll see. We'll see. I can't say anything about it. The only thing I comment about is like the CG makes him look strangely swollen.
I think they were trying to go with something that matched the way the genie was in the animation. That really wide, wedge. Solid dude. Yeah, why? I don't know.
That's what I don't get. Was it's just like it takes you out of it to be like.
It's also I've watched that a couple of times, and the CG is not great. This may not be finished yet, but it looks very ganky.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's obviously an early trailer, and it's a pointless trailer. It's like, oh look, here's a bunch of interesting scenes. Doesn't tell us anything.
Tigers and elephants.
Yeah. Just at Luminous, does the genie sing in Aladdin, and has Will Smith done Broadway-style singing? The genie does sing in Aladdin. Robin Williams did not do it in a Broadway style. He did it in a Robin Williams style. And I don't know whether or not Will Smith has ever done Broadway-style singing, but we do know he sings, clearly.
Prince E fabulous he Alia Bob. Do you not remember that?
I'm guessing.
Sorry.
I'm guessing Luminous has not seen it based on the way the question. Does the genie sing?
That's fine. Look it up. Watch it. It's a classic.
It is a classic. Heavenly Gamer, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Adrian. Welcome to the show. And we're running late here, folks, so we're going to move on to our next topic because we've got a few more to hit. Our next topic is the first trailer dropped for the American series version of What We Do in the Shadows. That's a shot there. I'm not old enough to have a birthday cake like that, but I'm getting there. And the trailer, it doesn't look like it missed anything by not having a bunch of Kiwi accents in it. It's hilarious. The guy in the Mr. Rogers outfit is an energy vampire. He sucks the life out of everybody that he talks to. It's brilliant. I love it.
That is genius.
If you haven't seen it, folks, go look at this. Who's seen this trailer?
Yeah.
And what did we think?
I dug it. I am a huge fan of the original movie. That's one of those, if it pops up on a cable channel, I can watch 10 or 50 minutes of it every time. The same translating from like the iconic actors that were in that to a different group was, who knows how that was going to work. It's also set in America and not in New Zealand, but
in Jersey, no less.
They hit the right notes. I'm a big fan of Matt Berry, who's in this. I don't know if anyone knows him from other stuff. He was in the IT Crowd and Toast of London. Very, very wacky comedian. It looks good. It looks like it's got the potential to be very funny.
I think so too.
I spent formative years in New Jersey. That's all I want to say, because we're running short on time.
I'm so sorry.
It didn't seem to have.
Does it look like there was anything bad that happened?
It doesn't seem to have affected you badly. So good.
No,
Then again, so is Kevin Smith, and we'll be getting to some Kevin Smith news later. King Drake, welcome to the show. Moving on to our next topic. And we have another reaction of trailer, and I'm sorry this is the only high-res image I could get of this of any kind. Child's Play is dropped its first trailer. This is Aubrey Plaza, who plays the mom. What's up with that in Child's Play? And the trailer, my reaction, I'm shocked that Aubrey Plaza is playing the mom. That was my reaction. Other than that, it looks okay. Anybody else want to weigh in on that?
The creator, Don Mancini, I believe, who has been around for all of the Child's Play and all of the Chucky and all this, was not asked back.
Really?
From what I have read and what I've heard in different horror groups that I'm in, this has been a topic of conversation. It's been look, I love Aubrey Plaza, so I'm like, but I'm also like, why? But maybe, who knows? But Dan Mancini, he was bypassed for it, from what I've heard. Again, this is, nerd group topics, chatting. And I'm not going to the theater to see it, I'll just say that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I will either. It's, I don't know. It's kind of meh.
I don't know if anyone else.
A second, just Byron.
Sorry, go ahead, Byron.
Jump in there.
I'm not exactly like chomping at the bit to see it either. If there's a screening for it, I guess I'll watch it that way.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to review it.
Yeah.
It'll be a good late night cable on some snowy Thursday sort of thing. I don't know if anyone caught that Jennifer Tilly, who obviously was in several of the originals, hosted a really creepy ass photo, basically throwing big shade on the production not asking the Gogo. What was his name?
Okay, Don Mancini, and I just the thread in one of the horror groups I'm in, and so I actually can't tell because it's going two different ways with Convo. Either Don Mancini was either passed up or he passed it up.
Okay.
People are saying
either way, he's not involved in any way, shape, or form.
No, sir.
So there was, if anyone wants to get a good chuckle, look for Jennifer Tilly. I'm pretty sure it was on Instagram. She's got one of the original dolls. What was the girl's character's name? The girl doll. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Anyway, she has one of the actual dolls from filming, and it's this super creepy thing where like the doll's head is like right there on the edge of the frame, and she's kind of throwing shade on this production, and she's not in it. So it was amusing.
All right, moving on to our next topic. Doesn't look like any of us are really that excited about Child's Play, or the Child's Play remake. I'm very excited about this, not necessarily Nicholas Hoult, but who wouldn't be excited about him? He's awesome. I'm excited about, this is a scene from the movie Tolkien, which is a biopic about how his early life shaped the vision and the creative drive that made Lord of the Rings and his entire universe. Trailer is out. It looks pretty interesting, although they don't give you a whole lot about the story. Thoughts on this?
They set the theme emotionally, I felt like.
Yeah.
It's a very emotive trailer, especially if you then read behind the scenes and what the setup is for the movie. then it really shows the emotiveness. I thought it was beautiful, but I also read like everything I could about what it's going to be. But if I just watched the trailer off the cuff, I'm not sure I'd get very much.
My only real thought about this entire project is they better have some back and forth between him and C.S. Lewis. I mean, yeah, and C.S. Lewis, because they had like a very close relationship in their time. I would love to see I'd love to see him like come up with the idea for Treebeard in the series.
I'm not sure, based on the look of Nicholas Hoult in here, I'm not sure if they get that far into his life where he encounters Lewis in the university system. It looks like it's really about, his youth, his time in World War I, and so on. Now maybe they will. Maybe they'll age Nicholas Hoult throughout the course of the movie, and they're only showing us the earlier parts.
Right. From what little I can see, it's set at school, so I'm guessing that's probably more middle school, not so much Oxford, etc.
Yeah, they do bring up romance because that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely goes up to the point. I mean, they're showing him in this scene. We'll put that back up. I mean, he's obviously got all of the work on the wall behind him of, how he's developing stuff for Lord of the Rings, for The Hobbit, for the Silmarillion. I'm guessing it at least brings it up to that point. The question is whether or not he was as young as Nicholas Hoult is portrayed here while he was this deep into it, or if that's just sort of a press image that they made for it.
Yep.
Oh, Luminous.
Oh, so it's actually out in May.
Yes, May 10th, by the way, folks.
That soon. This is the first I've heard of it.
Same here. I'd never heard that they were even making this. Luminous brings up the good point, Greg. There's a Tolkien exhibit in New York City right now. So hopefully this is a good year for his fans. Yeah.
We talked about that several weeks ago. It's at the Morgan Library. And I actually just, through the magic of social media, was in touch with a woman that I met at New York Comic Con several years ago who posted that she went and was just absolutely blown away. And it's, from what I understand, you have to be something of a bibliophile to enjoy it. It's mostly manuscripts and drawings and very behind-the-scenes sort of stuff. It's not Viggo Mortensen. It's not swords. It's
it's Tolkien's life.
It's an exhibit in a library, not in a not at the Met.
Right. Of papers in this library and as I recall, a sister library in England. So
I'm gonna throw this out there again now, just because in case anyone forgets, I already call preemptive dibs on reviewing this.
Not that anybody else cares. But I care.
No
Jay, welcome to the show. And Greg, I think that show down in New York is running through the end of March.
I will look while we're talking.
I think. All right. So we're going to move over while he's looking that up.
Next time we'll be up in New York is April. Because I was about to arm wrestle you for it.
I don't know that we've got anybody set to cover it, so that's...
through May 12th, 2019.
May 12th. Wow, there you go. Go. Moving on to our next...
I will text you behind the scenes.
And our last topic is that man-duck right there. This news dropped today, and I could not be more excited about this. Hulu is stepping up to the plate, filling in for Netflix, creating 4 new Marvel series, but based on wacky, completely left field characters. Ultimately, they're going to be in a group called the Offenders, which I love.
I know, which is just
fired.
Even of itself, it's just so good.
It's so good. Kevin Smith is making the Howard the Duck series. Patton Oswalt is making a series about M.O.D.O.K. And in case you don't know who that is, if I get my mouse over to... That is M.O.D.O.K. And by the way, shout out to Mark Botenis, who made this costume at Rhode Island Comic Con 2014. This is amazing. That's a guy wearing that. And when he got up on stage, the costume completely splits, and inside is, in fact, the Red Skull. He was in perfect Red Skull costume inside a giant foam M.O.D.O.K costume.
That was the first time I met him, and it was just like,
Exactly. The man's a talent like you just can't believe. But anyway.
Hit Monkey. I am totally on board for a show called Marvel's Hit Monkey.
Yep.
A tale of a wrong Japanese snow monkey. Mentored by the ghost of an American assassin.
And
sign me up.
These people I don't really know. Writer Josh Gordon and Will Speck. They did. Okay, they did Blades of Glory, Office Christmas Party.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little more like lampoony and silly than really speaks to me. So, all you, Greg, all you.
The only thing that would be more awesome than that is if they did a slapstick series. And if anyone watching this knows what slapstick is, you win a cookie.
Marvel character named Slapstick?
Yes, look them up.
All right, I'll have to look that one up.
I accept this challenge, and I will go research.
So the last series of these 4 is, and I'm so into this, Tigra and Dazzler. Chelsea Handler. And sorry, what?
Is it Tigra or Tigra?
Probably Tigra. It's a comic book, so I don't know. I've never seen the character actually portrayed in anything that involves spoken word. But Erica Rivinoha are going to be the 2 writers. Chelsea Handler, of course, we all know. This Erica did Girls Trip, Last Man on Earth, and was a writer on South Park. So
that runs the gamut.
Yep. I cannot wait for this.
Seeing Kevin Smith's name attached to Howard the Duck, that like sucks up all the attention right there. But then tucked in underneath that is one of the co-writers is David Willis.
Yeah.
Anybody on the phone know who that is off the top of their head?
I do not.
Hunger Force, Space Ghost,
my
Archer.
God.
Okay, Space Ghost and Squidbillies and Archer. Yes. No, I got it. I'm sorry, it took me a moment.
This has the potential to be just stupendously amazing.
It does. And we had posted about this. We talked about this. I was like, what the hell? And then I saw like the writing credits, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm here for this. Like the M.O.D.O.K thing with Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the hell out of that.
Yep.
Watch the hell out of all of these.
And
I'm with you, Byron. Every one of them,
having Kevin
every
Smith's
hour.
name attached to it means that it'll get press, it'll get advertising dollars, it'll get promotion.
I just want to hear Howard the Duck say Smoochie Boochies.
Not Dennis Miller.
No, not Dennis Miller.
Thank God. Boochie.
Boochie. I can't wait for this. We don't have a date, do we? Looking back at the article, no.
No. In development.
Yeah, in development. But development enough that they've got names. And what names? So.
And they did say in that article that they pulled the Deadpool animation to make room for all of this. So I thought that was really interesting. It's like they pulled a known name and a known thing for this whole gamut, which again, like the Howard the Duck and the M.O.D.O.K and the Hit Monkey and all this, and they're all going to come together.
I'm not going to say that Donald Glover was absolutely 100% correct that they pulled it for racism. But go look at Donald Glover's comments about this series, because he was the producer and writer. And if you get a chance to read the fake script that he wrote after it was canceled for the first episode, it is the most eviscerating, brutal, hilarious attack on Marvel. Oh my God, Gogo! If you haven't seen this, go look it up. Donald Glover's script, Deadpool.
I guess he won't be asked back for Solo 2.
He was asked to do Solo after they canceled his series and he did this. So
there we go. So that's one thing that's a little bit buried in this article, or that doesn't jump right out, is that all four of these are animated series. They're not live action.
Yes.
Which is actually pretty neat because that gives it a lot, and especially with being on Hulu, you've got a lot of flexibility with what you can get away with that you couldn't if it was on Cartoon Network during regular hours, or the Disney Channel,
or Disney Plus.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're running super late, folks. This was awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. And we're going to wrap things up. So thank you all for joining us in the chat. We had a great chat tonight. Thank you, folks. Thank everybody for joining us. Go Incognito, Byron D0. Go, you didn't plug any appearances.
Oh, I am going to New Orleans this weekend, and I have 2 shows. So here's how you find me. It's super easy. My name's Gogo Incognito. All you have to do is go to social media and look up Gogo Incognito. You'll find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. So simple. Gogo Incognito.
Awesome.
There's literally only one of you.
That's true. And 2 shows in New Orleans this weekend. Byron D0, Weeb Trash Can Podcast. Check it out, folks. And if you're going to Katsucon, look up the Blue Bearded Wonder, Wonder Llama photography and cosplay. Are you cosplaying this weekend, Greg? Do we know?
I'm debuting a new kilt.
That's close enough. All right. And look up Lauren Grant if you're going to get on video. We will see you next week, folks. Thank you all for tuning in, and good night and bye-bye.
Doodles.